Hello, lovely people. Welcome to Ari Talks About Music. I'm Ari, and today it is time for a review of this new SuperCollider album, The Heart Beating as None. Nikki DeWolf, aka SuperCollider, is back with her seventh album and already her second release of the year, having already released a collaboration project with Lua Collider a few weeks ago called Sunbelt Princess. I'll leave a link to that review in the description. And now on this new album, The Heart Beating as None, this sees a much more gothic rock and noise rock direction, as opposed to the more shoegazy post-rock that we've seen from SuperCollider before. This album still features many of the vast soundscapes that we've seen before in SuperCollider's discography, however this time with a lot more dissonance, as more influence is taken from noise rock. The opening track, Cabin Girl, features some very Joy Division-inspired vocals and guitar sounds, giving this track more of a gothic rock-leaning feel to it. And while the outro on this track I do find drags on just a little bit, the guitar riff does generally keep things quite interesting throughout the song. Leather Clams starts off with these really chaotic guitar sounds that's very reminiscent of something from an early Sonic Youth album, and this is just a really great noise rock track with lots of very dissonant guitar riffs and really good vocal harmonies too. Sweet Rot features these absolutely beautiful and vast soundscapes that really sound like they could be on a Godspeed You Black Emperor album, with the guitars almost sounding like they're crying on this track. And it's really good to hear a more classic SuperCollider sounding song after the two opening tracks, while very good, are more of a noise rock leaning sound. And of course, I can't go without mentioning how amazing the vocals on this track are, some of the most passionate I've heard in the entire SuperCollider discography. Following track, Pretty House, is a decent enough song, however I think maybe would work a little bit better somewhere else in the album, sounding very underwhelming coming off of such an epic and passionate song, especially with the transition between these two tracks being a bit harsh. Lungs is a much more mellow and slower track, going back to the slightly more Joy Division leaning sound, especially with the guitar on this song, although I really like how this track almost implements elements of chiptune with the slightly more pixelated sounds happening as well. Night Story once again just goes back to the classic SuperCollider brand of post-rock, with these epic vast soundscapes with a very dissonant sounding guitar riff, and the track also has these really nice vocal interludes between all of the epic climaxes. Oath is a track that really just fully embraces its gothic rock influences, with so much influence from Joy Division and even The Cure as well. Although I do find that this track ends very abruptly, where I think there was great potential for a very long and very atmospheric outro. Marzuki Transformer goes back to the very dissonant, very noise rock kind of sound, which once again is a decent enough song, however coming after two such epic tracks really just sounds very out of place and underwhelming. And finally, the closing track, being a 10-minute long outro, The Punishment, has really great moments where it really sounds like it's taking a lot of influence from The Cure, and on the whole I think this is definitely the most coherent and well put together song on the album. About halfway through the song it already has this absolutely amazing epic climax, and just really keeps that momentum going for the entire song with this very long and very satisfying outro. Overall, I do think that a lot of the dissonance on some of these songs can be a bit overbearing, and I think that a few of the tracks could maybe be moved around in the tracklist a little bit, but on the whole this is a really solid project that sees SuperCollider evolving her sound in a very good natural way, going more into noise rock and gothic rock, but still having these epic vast soundscapes that I love so much in the rest of her discography. And so on the whole, I'm going to give this one a 7 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching this review. Please be sure to listen to this album yourself and tell me your thoughts below. Please leave a like if you liked the video, and please leave a dislike if you didn't like the video, and remember to stay hydrated.